how much respect I have for this lesson. I believe it is difficult. So I'm going to do the other half of the examples today and then give you the homework questions that now you can do. Yes. So take a look here at this very difficult question, and let's talk about why it's difficult and what we're going to do about it. It's a difficult question with actually an easy solution to our problem. Let's read what it says here. 2x minus 3y equals 4, x plus y equals 7. Note, in this case, neither of the variables line up. That's a 2, but that's not a 2. That's a negative 3, but that's not a negative 3. It looks hopeless. Get ready. Get ready. I'm going to do something awesome. We have to multiply one of the equations to make them the same. You can go after x or y here. You got your choice. I know something about this situation that makes it so that I think equation 2 is a little easier to go after. So I'm just going to rewrite equation 1. So I want you to take a second and just rewrite equation 1. Don't do anything to it. I like it the way it is. If you look at that and go, I don't know why you like it the way it is, that's okay. But watch what I'm going to do next. And then I need someone clever to tell me what I accomplished. Don't worry about why I chose what I chose. Worry now and see what I accomplish when I do this. And if you see it, then you'll know how to do it yourself. Watch this. I'm going to go 3 times the second equation. I'm going to multiply everything in the second equation by 3. Totally allowed. You can always multiply an equation by whatever you want as long as you do it to everything. What's x times 3? 3x. At that moment, you might lose faith in Mr. Todd a little bit. You go, it didn't work. Whatever you're trying to do didn't work. 2x and 3x aren't matched up. I'm like, I know. Watch. Multiply everything by 3. What's 3 times y? 3y. Just look at that and savor it for a minute. Do you know what I mean by savoring it? When do we savor it? I'll tell you when I savor something. When a good steak comes out on a plate with some nice potatoes. For a while, I just look at it and go, this is going to be great. That's the moment you're having now. This is going to be great. You look at it, and somebody clever has to tell me why it's so great. I also have to multiply the 7 by 3. 7 times 3 is 21. Why is this so great? It's got to be somebody who did their homework. Why did I stop there and make you do your homework? So that somebody could answer the question here and go, oh. There's now, both of these are 3y's. It's better. It's even better than that. One of them's negative and one of them's positive. I'm the happiest algebra person on the planet at that moment. And all I do is multiply by 3. So when I say this question is difficult, it's not difficult to do what has to be done. It's difficult to know to multiply by 3. Let's rewind. We're going to rewind the lesson right to the beginning. I'm going to erase everything. You can keep yours. I'm not going to change it. I'm going to write the exact same thing. Because you might look out now and go, well, how would I know to do that? Let's look at the two of them. The first one has a negative 3y. The second one's only got y. What could I do to the second equation so that those two match up and they become the same thing? Multiply by 3. So that's how you decide. You can go, what's it going to take here? What number can I multiply one of these by? And you got lots of choices. I could have gone after x's. I could have. But I decided to go after y's. And by multiplying by 3, now I'm going to fast forward the lesson. Oh, I was hoping it would do the, it's not going to let me forward it. Okay, so I got to multiply, I'll write it all out again. 1. Don't do anything to the first one. This time. Other times you could do something to the first one if that's what you wanted to do. And I took the second equation and multiplied it by 3. That gave me 3x plus 3y equals 21. Now, I kept going. There was a question there, but I kept going because I was wondering if I was going to explain what the question was. But who has a question? What's that? Oh, 3 times 2. Good. Good catch. I wrote that wrong that time. 3 times equation 2. Yeah, good catch. That's why I was hoping it would let me fast forward, but I think I wrote something in between and it made it so I couldn't just fast forward the lesson back forward. Now, if you weren't here for yesterday's lesson, or I just went right on past you, you're like, I really didn't get what he's saying. Here's what I was saying yesterday. If you do get this situation where it's negative 3y and positive 3y, then you can just add the equations. Because watch what happens. When I add 2x and 3x, 2 xylophones and 3 xylophones, 5 xylophones. And let's really talk about this for a second so we understand why this is such a big deal. Negative 3 plus 3. A temperature example and then a golf example to see if it can help. If it's negative 3 degrees outside and it goes up 3, what temperature is it now? 0. Golf people. Who are the golf people? Anybody know much about golf? If you're minus 3 on the front 9, but then you get 3 bogeys on the second half, now what are you? Even. 0. That's what's going on here. Minus 3 plus 3, gone. That's why this method is called elimination. It just made this so much easier. It just eliminates variables. You just go, okay, I don't have to worry about the y's now. I just have x's. Some people like this. Even people who don't like algebra, they go, well, I can live with elimination. Some people think it's easier. I don't think it is easier. It's not easier. You got to know what you're doing. But it is simpler. There's less to write here. Okay, how do I get the x now? Hopefully, even if algebra was not your thing when you met me, you're starting to go, well, I can do that. What's the opposite of multiplying by 5? Divide by 5. And then I get the answer, x equals 5. But that is not all. Get out of the way. Is that what you're going to say to me? I'm moving these desks tomorrow during lunch. It was so nice to see some of you at lunch today in the math help room. I stayed there the whole time, waiting for some of you if you needed help. Nobody came. There I was, sitting in the corner all by myself. During junior lunch?
Yeah.
I might have walked out to go to the bathroom and go back, but I was there.
Like I saw you like standing in the corner. Like, no, yesterday you were...
Yesterday or today? Today I was in math help room.
No, yesterday though.
Yesterday, on Tuesdays I have to supervise.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'll skip my supervision. Don't tell any of the VPs that. I'll skip.
I walked around here like 4 times. I saw you every time.
I was hungry. It's all recorded.
Now listen, every day I check homework and he's got it all done. So I'm not going to address the ridiculous thing that just happened here. Now what? It's not done. I could put it up there. Yeah? Is it the easier one? No, I think, what's happening? Why isn't this working? There we go. I think there. But it doesn't matter. You can put it anywhere you want, but there is a little easier. Sub x equals 5. I did those steps a little faster on purpose. I'm hoping that those steps are starting to get a little easier. Yes? No, I replaced the x with 5, right? I'm subbing 5 in for x. I don't write x, I write 5, because I know what x is now. It's not a variable. It's not an unknown. It's known now. It's 5. Yeah? And then you write this line. I'll write the whole thing for today, but you can write the short form. Therefore, point of intersection is 5, 2. Don't be ashamed if you're watching this and you're like, I'm starting to get the plan here. Some people really understand elimination better than substitution, even though substitution's the easier one. What questions do you have? Ask me the questions. Tell me. What do you want to know? Yeah, you have some homework. So there's a total of 10 questions. I signed some of them last night. Now you'll be able to do the other ones. Or finish the ones you didn't finish if you didn't finish. You finished it.
Yeah.
You won't believe how happy this makes me. I will go home. Mrs. Todd will be like, all the way home, I'll be talking her ear off about my 10s. They're starting to do the homework. I think they're starting to get it. I think they're starting to get into it. And it's not about your marks, folks. It's about doing stuff.
Get us snacks.
Snacks? Snacks. Snacks. What did I get last time? Cookies and cupcakes, didn't I?
Yeah.
Maybe next time some cheese and macaroni? Question. How did I choose the 3? Now that's a great question. I was hoping someone would ask that. I looked at this and I said, how can I match these up? This one's got -3. I want this one to have +3, so I multiplied by 3 to get it to match up. So you got to look at the 2 equations and go, what's going to make these match up? And sometimes it's just one equation that has to be multiplied. I just multiplied through by 3. In the second half of yesterday's lesson, we just multiply through by negative to match them up. Yeah? So you'll have, it takes practice to be able to choose. Yeah? More time there? Last one of the day. Really, really, really difficult to see what has to happen here. So this time, instead of jumping in and just doing it like I did last time, we're going to really talk about it. Here's the equations. 4x plus 2y equals 10. 3x plus 5y equals 18. Here's my hint. No one number is going to do it. I can't multiply the first one by something and the second, or the second one by something and make these match up. That is, there's no nice number I can multiply 4 by to get 3. There's no nice number I can multiply 2 by to get 5. It's not going to work. I'm going to have to do it twice. I have to multiply 1 by a number and 2 by a different number to make these match up. Now at first it seems really hard. When you see what the 2 numbers are, you might go, oh, that's clever. But let's see if anyone can come up with it. I want to match these up. I'm going to multiply equation. Label them, please. Label them 1 and 2. And I'm going to multiply equation 1 by something, and I'm going to multiply equation 2 by something. And when it's over, these 2 things will match up, either the x's or the y's. Are you going to guess the numbers, or are you going to tell me which letter you're going to go after?
Guess the number.
He's going to go right after the numbers. Before you do that, keep your numbers in mind. Are you trying to match up the x's or the y's?
X.
He's going to match up the x's. Totally allowed to do that, or you can go after the y's. That works too. What numbers do you think are going to work to match up the x's?
For the number 1,
Yeah.
if you times it by 3, then number 2 by 4.
It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. You just multiply them by the number from the other one. That's where the numbers come from. Yeah? Now, don't copy it down yet. Okay? Because I'm just going to tweak what you said by 1%. I thought you were looking. Was there somebody there? Oh, okay. I tried to sneak up on them. I'm going to do what you said, and then you're going to get a chance to tweak it. Okay? Don't copy it down yet. Don't copy it down. He says number 1 by 3, number 2 by 4. It is brilliant. It just needs a little tweak. Watch. Multiply the first one by 3. 12x plus 6y equals 30. I just multiplied everything by 3. Second one, I'm going to multiply everything by 4. 12x plus 20y equals 72. Don't copy it down yet. We've got to tweak it. It's really good. 12 and 12. They don't cancel. We wanted 12 and negative 12. Can you change one of your numbers? Which number do you want to change?
The number 3, number 1, the 3, negative 3.
Yeah, change this to -3. I like it. So this becomes -12. Now you can copy. Now we've tweaked it. And it's okay if you tweak it afterwards. If at first you go, oh, won't 3 and 4 work? And then you match it up and it doesn't quite work. Then just tweak it. Just change it just a little bit and go with negatives on one of them. Now it's good. But let's do the 12 and -12 example again to make sure it's clear. If it's 12 degrees out and it goes down 12 degrees, what's the new temperature? If you're positive 12, I don't know if this could happen. Could this happen in golf? After the first 9, you're positive 12. And then you get 12 birdies. No, you can't get 12 birdies. Day 1. Day 1, you shoot positive 12. Day 2, you shoot -12. 0. You're at even. Yeah. So when I add those together, and write the word add to help you see what's happening. Add. When I add -12 and positive 12, those go. -6 plus 20. Okay, golf people. If you're plus 20 and then get 6 birdies, positive 14. If that scares you, if you're like, oh, I'm starting to understand integers, I really wanted math to be impossible, well, that's why we're here. We can sort of work on this a little bit. For other people, if it's -6 degrees out and it goes up 20 degrees, we're up to positive 14. Are there tough integer questions out there? Yeah. This isn't one of them. These aren't bad. How about -30 plus 72? Positive 42. Use your calculator if you need to, but I'll use an example. My bank account can go negative. I don't know if yours can do this.
I swear this is the example most of the time, Mr. Todd.
I know. It's actually a helpful example. My bank account can go negative. They trust me. They know I make money. So if I go negative, they're like, that's all right. They just charge me with interest. They go, it's okay. So if I had -$30 and then somebody gave me the $72 they owe me, now I'd be up to $42. I got to pay them back the 30, and then I got 42 left over. These things are starting to click. It's okay. It's okay for this to start to work. The rest of the steps are very repetitive. Hopefully they're starting to become repetitive. Like, okay, well, if I get here, then I'm okay. The opposite of multiply by 14, divide by 14. Most people will need a calculator there. 42 divided by 14. 3. Didn't use the calculator. Oh, that's right. And then, that is not all. Take the y and sub it back in. I don't think there's an easier one. Draw the arrow, though. It'll really help you to remember what you have to do. Take the y and put it right in there. Sub y, sub. Maybe we'll have subs for dinner tonight, will we? You know what I miss is Quiznos. Do you remember Quiznos? Yeah, you don't see them around much anymore, but those were good. Sub y equals 3 into equation 1. 4x plus 2 times 3 equals 10. Look at the sideboard. This is from Advanced Functions, grade 12 University Math. Look what they were doing.
That's so magical.
Look. There's another one over there.
That's easy.
Look at, they were doing it in 12U Math. 2 times 3? When plus 6 moves over, and it becomes negative, or subtract 6.
4.
And then 4 divided by 4. I hope you don't need a calculator for that one. Get out of the way. Is that what you're going to say? Is that what you're going to say? Daniel.
Is this the hardest part of this course?
Most people find this the hardest, yes. I think there's other harder things coming. But most people, this is the one that really floors them. You know what I actually think happens? To be honest, people start having trouble here, then they sort of give up, and then things just go downhill from there. That's why I'm so worried. If I've been a little stressed this week with you guys, it's because I'm like, we gotta, now's the time. Yeah? I don't want to, I want to pass everybody. I really do. That would make my Christmas. It would make my birthday, which is right after Christmas. I'd love that. But to do that, we got to conquer this stuff. And it can be done. It just takes a little practice. Am I assigning 26 pages of homework every night? No, 4 or 5 or 6 to try these. So get in it. Don't wait around any longer. Is it done? And I'll use the short form this time. 1-3. Let me mention one last thing. You can check these answers by just going up here and putting the 1 and the 3 in the equations and make sure it works out.